Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode in our Quest System series. In this episode we're going to carry on making our objectives be completed. So previously we've done a location based objective and a interaction based objective. Now we're going to look at collection based objectives. So this episode is going to be cover a few things. It's going to show you what the inventory system I've implemented into this video, as well as we're going to fix some bugs and slight fixes here and there before we go through and do the calculation for collecting items. So to get started, before starting this video, I have put in my inventory system that I made in another series into my game here. This is exactly the same inventory system that the other tutorials series went through. So if you want to know how to do that, just head over to my inventory system series and follow the videos there. And yeah, it's exactly the same. Okay, and so I've got a quest log and I've got the inventory. So that's that bit, and I can show you here. I've got inventory system here. It's all exactly the same. Okay. You won't be able to migrate it from another project into this one, mostly because the slot structure and item structures don't come over. They always break when they come over, so you have to build it from scratch. Okay. So once I've got that in there, I can now do the collection objective. So I've got some objects I can pick up. So let's go around here and find the objects. So there is a flower I can pick up, and if I hit my inventory, you can see it stacking up there. So a few things we're going to do before we get to that point now of making that objective complete, and that's a few bug fixes to get started. So some bug fixes are when we open up the quest log, sorry, pick up a quest first of all, accept. I can open up the quest log and hit the quest here to turn on the active quest log here. If I click on it again and again and again and again and again, you can see it just adds to the objective list. So I'm going to fix that, as well as fix a problem with the closing and opening of the quest log. It doesn't work as we want intended. So we're going to work on that and fix that up today as well. So let's first of all fix the duplication of the active quest. So I'm going to go into my quest system, and over here I'm going to find my quest UI and find the quest log UI. So here's our quest log UI, and if I go to my graph editor, I want to look at a few things. So the first thing I'm looking at is active quest changed. So when my active quest changes, over here I'm creating the objective item UI and adding it as a child to the objective list. What I'm going to do is right at the start of this is I'm going to clear that objective list. So drag your objective list out here, choose get, and then from there we're going to go clear children. So at the very start, it's going to, when this quest opens, this function opens, it's going to clear all the children from that objective list, so basically emptying that list. Then it goes through the motion of re-adding stuff to that list. Okay. Click compile, and that should hopefully fix that problem there. So if I go over here, pick up the quest, and you can see I can click it as many times as I like, it doesn't change anything here. So the next thing I want to do is make it so I can actually open and close my quest log UI with a key press. What I'm going to do to make this a bit easier is change how I'm opening up my quest log. So at the moment my quest log has been opened on my player character in here, display quest log. We've got this long-winded thing happening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this away from this and put it onto the actual quest log component itself. So find your quest log component, and over here we're going to add a function to it called toggle quest log. And the quest log function is going to be called, much like we have on our inventory system that we made in the other series. We have this function here to basically toggle off and on the window. As for the window itself, you want to add a new variable called QuestLog UI, and you want to make it a variable type of a QuestLog UI component, QuestLog UI type. Okay. Click compile, and what you want to do is just copy and paste all of this code from your player, or cut and paste. Like so. So now when we call this function, it'll do all of this stuff here. So we'll go on my third person character, drag in my QuestLog component, and then access that toggle QuestLog function. I can put that down here along with my inventory toggle. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my toggle QuestLog function, and I'm going to change a few things here. So I've got this set up. I'm just going to now tell the user interface and game mode input to switch over to the widget itself. This allows us to close it with key presses and other things. So at the end of the set anchors, I'm going to go right click here and get the player controller. I'm going to tell that controller to change its input mode. Set input mode to UI only. And the widget in focus is going to be our QuestLog UI variable. And after that, I'm going to also change this mouse cursor. Set show mouse cursor to true. Okay. If you've got errors popping up here and here, it means your QuestLog UI doesn't match in name or type. So just make it match exactly as it is here, and the exact same type it has as well. Okay, so we've got this happening at the end of the set anchors. We now need to make it happen also at the end of when we close it with remove from parent. So I'm going to do basically the opposite to revert control back to the game. So get your player controller, set input mode to game only, and you want to change the set mouse cursor, set show mouse cursor to false, and click compile. So if I go back into my game mode, open the QuestLog, it should close. Why is that being weird? We'll come back to that one in a minute. Okay, so let's have a look at our QuestLog UI here. So we've got a toggle. Oh yeah, that's why. So when we click on the button here, we're just reverting player control back. We haven't actually told it to actually close the thing. So for that to work, what we need to do is get the QuestLog reference and then get the toggle function. So to get the QuestLog reference, what I'm going to do is up here we've got set QuestLog happening. That means I can access my QuestLog anytime through this variable over here. So drag your QuestLog out and just get, and simply just call toggle QuestLog. So that means when you click on the button, it'll toggle QuestLog off and on, or off rather in this case. So click play and close. So now I'm going to make it so when I hit the Q key again, it closes it as well. So go back to your QuestLog UI, and we're going to go over to the right hand side, left hand side, sorry, and choose override in the function section, and choose on key down. So an override basically overrides these functions that pre-exist already in the user widget parent, basically. This is how it allows you to do inputs on the actual widget itself that aren't buttons. So on key down, I'm going to refer to in key event to get the key I want to check, and I'm going to compare that to our input action event. So if I go and show my inputs, and show my action mappings, I'm going to have a look at this and tell it to see if this matches the same key that's being pushed. So we need to first of all get our input settings, and then from there we're going to get the action mapping by name, and here you want to type in the name exactly how it appears of your input action, and this will spit out an array of all the mappings that we have. So what we need to do now is do a for each loop for these array, because we need to check every single one of them whether or not they match this key event. In this case it'd be Q. So hook that up. Oh, I won't do that just yet. So for each loop it's going through each of the mappings, and from the array element I'm going to check that is equal to no, sorry, I'm going to split it first. There we go. And the array element key equal, like so. And we want it to make it equal to the in key event. So you want to get your in key event. And this is the event. This doesn't go into here, it won't work. For this now you need to get the get key. And then the get key goes into there. So this returns what key is being pushed on this widget, and this is going to compare it to each of the mappings we have for this toggle, this display quest log action event. So this will come out into a boolean, which we then can do into a branch. So if it does match, we're going to get a branch coming out as true, and if it's true, we're going to get the quest log and call toggle. And at the end, for return value, we want a handled, telling it that this thing has been handled and is finished. Okay, there we go. So now when I push play, it should close. If it doesn't close, the only thing you need to make sure you've got in your designer view, click on the root node in your hierarchy. You want to make sure the interaction, it says, is focusable. Basically that means, can this thing be interacted with? In this case, yes, so tick the yes button. Okay, so that's all looking a lot better now. So I can open and close the keys, and I can pick up a quest, show it, but now it won't show in my active quest. The reason why that's working like that is we go back to the quest log UI, to graph, not UI, sorry. Is it this one? Yeah, not this one. It's the quest log entry UI. There we go. Onto the graph of this. So the reason why it's not working is because at the moment it's calling the player character and getting the quest log for it, the quest log UI from it, from the player. That's no longer on our player now. That's actually on our quest log. So we can get rid of this one, and from the quest log we can get the quest log UI and plug that into there. Because we switched it over from the player to hold it onto the quest log, we can get the quest log UI, and now that plugs into the target for active quest change. So I click play and close it like normal. Pick up the quest, click, and there it appears. If I click it again, it doesn't show up anymore. Okay. So I've got another quest on this character here, and I accept it. Now I've got this picking flowers quest up here. It's asking me to find 3 elf fruits. So I need to find 3 elf fruits. They're here, I can pick them up, but I need to make it so I can detect that something has happened. So there's 2, and a third way back here. Okay, so I've got, even though in my inventory I've got 3, the quest log doesn't update and recognize it. Okay, because they're 2 separate systems. We now need to work these together to figure this out. So what we're going to do is, first of all, when we pick up the item, if it's a quest item, we're going to make it update the collection event. So let's go on to our quest parent and go to the event graph for this. So here are the previous 2 that we've done. We now need to make the 3rd one. So make a 3rd event dispatcher and go collected item. So every time we pick up an item that's a quest item, it's going to call this event, and it's going to work out whether or not it has enough to sign off on the objective. So we now need to create the function for this. So on the functions, we're going to go check item, check collection objective. And we want this thing to return to have an input of which item we are picking up. So on the inputs here, I'm going to go here and go item, and this thing is going to be an item, item parent. Again, if you followed the inventory system series, you should have this. So I've got an item parent, so this applies to every single item inside the game that can be picked up or interacted with. So all the items. And likewise, what we've done here, we're going to go through each of the objectives and find whether or not we have one that matches that target, and then we're going to work out how many of that target we need. So let's go our objective list out and choose get, and go for each loop and plug it in. And the array element out here, we're going to come out and break it so we can see its content, and we want to see if the target here matches the item. So target equals the item, and that goes off into a branch. So to work out whether or not we have the right number in our current inventory though, this is where this changes slightly from other ones. Now if you followed our inventory system series, you will have entered a function on your inventory system. If I go back to it and open up the inventory component, you will have this inventory query function, which takes an item and its amount and then works out whether or not it has it or not. Okay, like so. So what we're going to do on our quest here is we're going to run that inventory query. So to get the inventory component, we first of all have to get the player character, and that then has to be cast to the third person character. From there we can now get the inventory component. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to store this inventory component as a variable. Promote to variable. And I'm going to name this one player inventory. Okay. So this thing I'm going to put not in the function, but rather in my begin play. So in fact I'm going to put this right at the start before all the bind events happen. But you can do it in any order you like. Plug it in, like so. So now I've stored a reference to that player inventory, so I don't have to keep casting to it. So when I go into check collection, I can get the player inventory down here, and from there I can do an inventory query. Now the inventory query requires a class and the amount. So the amount I need comes from the objective. So what we need to do is on our branch, so we found that we've got an objective matching the item. We're now going to check whether or not we have the same right amount in our inventory. So on the true, that'll call that inventory query. The item class itself, what you're going to do is drag your target out and do get class and plug that, sorry, not that, sorry, you want to drag your item, not from there, sorry, there we go, get item, and that's that input that we got over here, and from there we can get class. Into there. So we've got the class going into it. The next job is the number we need, and that number comes from our break in objective data into there. If it's in the inventory, then our objective is complete. So likewise, what we've done over here, we're going to use the same thing over here at the end to say that our objective is finished and complete. So copy that out and put it on the end here. And I'll get rid of this. So this will go into a branch. And that will hook up like so. So if it is inventory, it's going to set the array element. And the index of that array will come from our objective number, which we'll get from our loop over here. So on the loop, I'm going to go, or it's actually from the array index, promote to local variable, and that local variable is going to be called objective index. So now that can be placed into where we need our indexes appeared in the set array element and this get down the bottom. So that's going to make that objective complete. After that, we're going to tell this to update the UI. So on check location and on check interaction, we had this update UI variable. So we can basically copy that same setup. So over here, we need a new local variable called update UI. That's going to be a boolean. Drag it out, choose set, and set it to be true. And then when you come down to completed, we're going to do the same thing. So we just copy and paste that down below to completed. So if it's completed, it will see whether or not we have to update the UI. If we do, we're going to go through the widget and update the objectives there. Okay, so let's see if this works. So if I go straight to my second NPC and pick up the quest, find 3 elf root, 1, 2, and oh, hang on, let's just turn on the active quest. There we go. And the third one's over here, 3, and it should have updated. Oh, silly me, we only done half of it. On the quest, we need to go ahead of myself. So once that function done, go to the event graph. We've bound these events previously. We need to bind it obviously again. So drag your collected item out and click bind. Don't know what I was doing. I'm going well ahead of myself. And then from the event here, we're going to create event, and we're going to choose the oh yeah, click on the event dispatcher. We have to give it an input. That input is going to be an item. Compile it and choose your function down here. There we go. So make sure your event dispatcher matches the same inputs as your check collection inputs. Okay. Once you've got that, you can choose which function it calls when this event dispatcher is heard. So now we have to shout out that event dispatcher. So on the quest, the item parent, items, item parent. When this is picked up and added to the inventory, we've got destroy actor happening here. And we're going to do that call event dispatcher. So to call that, we have to get the active quest, the quest log from the player. So it's exactly how we did it with the location guy. So if we go to the location marker, you can see here it's exactly the same as it is here. So we're going to copy and paste all of this. Not all of that, just this bit. We don't need the call location reach because obviously we're not calling location. and I'm going to put this at the end. And the object that goes into cast is going to be the get player character, like so. And if it goes through each of the quests, it gets the quest log of the player, gets all the quests, goes through each one, and for each one it's going to call that event. So call collected item, and the item it's going to pick up is itself. Click compile, hopefully it goes all okay, and then we will test the game. So let's go up to our NPC, pick up the quest, turn on the quest, and then pick up those 3 flowers. And hopefully it doesn't work. Brilliant. Okay, so we found the issue we had with that. The bug was I forgot to assign the target for the quest. So I click on the quest, and the target is going to be the item. So use a little eyedropper tool and choose the item. Okay, so that will be the item in the world that you wanted to pick up. Now the issue with this is that this is now only going to refer to this particular instance. What we will need to do is change this so that it is going to be working the same for all of instances. Okay, so we're going to look at the class rather than the actor. So to do that, we're going to go into our quest, and we're going to change some of the check collection objective. So the thing we're going to change is this, where we do the break objective data, get the target, and check whether or not it's equal to the item. Rather than doing a direct equals to, we're going to get the class of each one of these, and check whether or not these are actually equal to each other. So basically, are these of the same class? If they are, you go out to this branch and carry on with the completion. Click compile, and let's go back to the game. So I'm going to pick up my quest. Accept. I'm going to turn my quest on. Find 3 elf fruits. 1, 2, and the third one over here, 3. And there it goes, complete. Which is working brilliant. So the only thing I want to quickly fix before we wrap this video up is I want to make it so I can't pick up the items until I have the quest, which is quite common you see in a lot of games. So we're going to make that the case. So if you want the item to be only picked up when you want it to be picked up, we're going to go into the quest, the item parent, and where we've got all this code going on to pick up the item and so on and so forth, we need to first of all check whether or not it is actually a quest item. And if it is a quest item, then we'll make sure we've actually got the quest. So click off this, and on here we're going to first of all check whether or not we have it is a quest item. So drag your item structure out, which is get, and split it. And one of these things I've got as on my structure from item structure is whether or not it is a quest item. It's a boolean. If it is a quest item, excellent, because then I'll go into a branch and do a check whether or not it is a quest. If it is a quest, we're going to then check, make sure we actually got the quest. If it's not a quest, we're going to make it like a normal pickup item, like so. Okay. If it is a quest item, we're going to make it only go down onto this cast if that quest actually exists in that quest log. So let's get that quest log. So get your player character, cast to your player character, get the quest log of your character, and from there we can now get the quests we have as an array, and then we want to make a for each loop for that array. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a custom event for this down here. So I've got it nice and organized a bit more. We call this one pickup item. Plug that in like so. So if it fails, we're going to go pickup item. That's a lot neater, isn't it? So for the quests, we're going to go into a for each loop, and all we're doing is checking whether or not we have a quest which has that as a target. So we're going to go with each one of these, get quest, no, what have I called it, target? What have I called it? Go to quest. Get objectives, sorry, not target. So where are we? Item parent. Get objectives. And for each one of these, do another for each loop. So you have a for each loop within a for each loop. And then from there, we can then break that out and get our target. So the target, we can get the class of it, and we'll make sure that this class matches this class that we are currently in. So go self, get class, and whether or not these two equal each other. If they do, come back here, and we are going to call the pickup item, like so. If it's false, it's not going to do anything. It just keep going around to each objective until it gets to the right one. If it is not a quest item, it shouldn't be able to pick it up. So I'm going to click compile, and I'll make sure my elf fruit I have ticked that it is a quest item here, and back into my game. Should be able to go up to it. The message will still display. We'll get rid of that another time, but I won't be able to pick it up until I get the quest. There we go. And pick up the third one to complete the quest objective. And that's it. That's how you do collection and quest objectives. There's one other slight differentiation we have to do at some point, which we'll do in another video, which is showing you how to do this objective when you have the item in your inventory but isn't out in the world. So you want to check whether or not you've picked it up from a dead enemy, but we'll get to that when we get to killing enemies. So next video we're going to go through how to kill an enemy, and well, not how to kill an enemy, but how to register whether or not you have killed one into an objective. We're coming up to the end of the the quest series, so I'm looking forward to finally finishing off. It's been a long series, I know, but hopefully you've enjoyed it thus far. If you want to see the next episode right now and other ones like it, you can head over to Patreon and support me for at least $1. Do that just like these people have, and you get access to those videos plus our Discord. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.